Yo, 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 yo. I want to apologize for yesterday. Make sure this chat's working this time. I think it is. I want to apologize for yesterday. I couldn't stream yesterday. I had some stuff. I did some yard work the other day. I did some stuff that I had to do yesterday. So yesterday was kind of a busy day, but still want to put out a video. Definitely a draft video yesterday. Couple things yesterday. And yeah, we're ready to go. Saw the new draft hats came out. I think they look pretty good. Probably some draft hats that look a lot better than I seen in a while from from these drafts the past several years. So if you guys haven't went on NFL Shop yet, the new Eagles draft hats are already dropped and ready to order. So pretty much. So yeah, I mean, we're on our 17th day, whatever it is right now. I mean, of just our 16th day of free agency, and obviously Eagles been a little quiet and just seeing what's going on. Obviously, I'm not expecting anything crazy to go on, but you never know what's really going on with Howie Roseman and what he does. So want to say hello to everybody in the chat. We got Phantom Media in here. So we got Lit City, got Chris Scott, the Big Lebowski. What's going on, dude? James McGee. We got Tyler DeCenzo. What's going on? Kyle Vasquez. What's going on? Tyler. We have Jason Henning. What's going on, man? I'm chilling. We are says, good morning, Joe. We are blessed fans indeed. We definitely are. Joe says trade Dark Barnett, first round, 30th. To who? Greenblow, what's going on, dude? K Peeps, what's going on? I don't know why it's not. I don't know why StreamYard's not telling me how many people are in the chat. It's been doing this, and I don't know why it's been doing this. Because Dominic says, I wish that Eagles could trade back with Patriots at 14 to get Bijan. The other teams are the Titans, Texans, Jets, non-needs running back teams. I mean, they could. I mean, there's a possibility that they might if that's what it is. There's a possibility for that. I don't see why not. If you don't see a lot of running back needy teams, then yeah, I think you have some right in the middle there. So could be a possibility at the end of the day. It could be a huge possibility for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jonas McGee says to the Titans. Yo, tell me what's going on, dude. Tyler says I want Carter and Bijan, but I know it's not. Yeah, I saw somebody say earlier in the chat, like, oh, you're gonna be disappointed, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh no, dude, like if they don't get Bijan, I won't be disappointed. I'll be fine with whoever they draft. Yeah, I mean, Bijan would be like, man, but I'm not making a big deal about it. Like, if we don't get Bijan, I'm not gonna be like pissed off and like being, cursing out Howie Roseman. No, that's just my dream. That's my dream pick for the draft. That's all it is. That's just a dream for me. Okay, so I was looking more and more realistic. We end up with Bijan 10. Yeah, I mean, look, I think you got to look at it too from a perspective of what positions have the Eagles really hit. I understand they hit running back twice, but really, Boston Scott is going to be involved, but more of a special team or two. Rashad Penny can't be trusted to stay healthy. That's just the truth to it all, right there. Greg says, "What up, gentlemen? Joe, I agree with Philly 500. If you trade for Jeffrey Simmons to draft Bijan, it could be a lock for a Super Bowl win." Yeah, probably. I won't get my hopes up saying it's going to be a lock for a Super Bowl win, but we don't know the coaches we have yet. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter what players we got on here, dude. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the roster, the better the roster is on paper, the better it's going to be. But at the same time, you got to have the right coaches this year. I know statistically what kind of coach I'm getting at defensive coordinator with Sean Desai, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. So, but I think they can. The Jeffrey Simmons contract is not bad. He's like 10 point something million for the year. It's really not that bad. They could extend him and do some great things with that contract. The problem is, what is he going to cost? You know what I mean? Some are saying if you can somehow keep your 2 first-round picks intact, it would be really nice. I don't know if they could do it for Jeffrey Simmons, but I hope they can. But he's 25 years old, so they might want one of those first-round picks. You know what I mean? I mean, they won't get the 10th overall, but for Jeffrey Simmons, you know, I feel like they're going to have to pay a price for it. That's the only thing that sucks about that trade, is that you have to trade for him. I'm not really worried about the contract too much. Ron says, Joey, my guy, how was your break, man? You've been going hard the past few weeks. Well, yeah, I did some. Well, I didn't even have a break yesterday. I did some yard work the other day, so I had a lot more stuff to do yesterday. I didn't have time to stream yesterday. Didn't have time to stream. Plus, Saturday, Sunday, I really didn't feel well. I was like a zombie those 2 days. I didn't really feel too great. So, okay, says Bijan could end up a legend on our team. How exciting is that? Yeah, I mean, he could be one of the best running backs in Eagles history, man. He could become the best of the best. Mingo, what's going on, dude? Smitty Eagle. What's going on, Smitty Eagle? He's a hashtag draft 5. Oh, yeah. I'm prepared. I'm ready to go. We got some surprises for you guys, too. So, D said, what up, Joey? Hope all is well. Philly should use number 30 for Jeffrey Simmons and number 10 for Bijan Robinson. Hey, look, if that's what they want to do, I wouldn't make a big deal about it at all. I'd be happy with it. You know, like even if they get if all it takes is number 30 for Jeffrey Simmons, yeah, it's you know, it's like the AJ Brown trade in a lot of aspects, because if you trade for Jeffrey Simmons, already proven, you know, like you don't have to worry about, you know, and he's young, and you know what I mean? Like it's a pretty good deal. I mean, I think it's a pretty good deal. I said, you know, if you can get out of this without trading your first round picks, then maybe it's better, but I think you're going to have to give up that 30, most likely. You're probably having to give it up. Devin says, yo, happy Monday, bro, man. How are you making us nervous? Dude, I'm good. I'm fine. I mean, the draft always makes you nervous, you know. What moves are going to happen always makes you nervous, but I think it's exciting at the end of the day, man. Noah Beck says, what would you do in the first round? If Will Anderson and Jalen Carter are there sitting at 10, I'm taking one of those guys. If Carter's there at 10, I'm taking him. You know, if both of them are gone, you know, I'm taking Bijan. Simple as that. If Bijan's not available, I'm taking Kalijah Kancey. If Kalijah Kancey's not available, I mean, I'm drafting a defensive end. I don't care who it is. It could be Miles Murphy. It could be Will McDonald. I don't care who the fuck. It doesn't matter who it is at this point. You know what I mean? You know, Brian Barise. I mean, it's really down there. Those are like my first 3 at least that I'm kind of going for right now. You know, trust me. Even if they didn't trade up for Bijan at 30, if like they draft Jalen Carter, they don't trade up for Bijan at 30, you know, and just pick somebody else, then I'm fine with that too. Like I said, like I've been annoying people with the Bijan thing because I really do like, it's like my fantasy dream pick up in the draft. But like I said, if it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna trash Howie for it. You know, like I'll probably like the player that we get. Like I understand we have other needs. I understand, like, you know, I just want this offense to score more points next year. I want this, you know, I think our defense enough right now. I don't think it has enough weapons, but I think, you know, you got another 2 DTs, another defensive end. You know, they've already hit safety 2 times. They've already hit the linebacker spot once already. So I feel like Howie Rosemans kind of already got some of this stuff done already, but it's really not. We're not going to really take that much more. Showing the size is going to have more. Is going to have to be creative with this defense. You're not going to have a loaded defense like you did last year. It's just not going to happen. I think you'll have better depth. Lesser talent, better depth. But I think you might hit on some gems in this back room for the Eagles. Nate says, I definitely keep thinking that Howie will make a move back with one of the first round picks. I really want to, but we don't have one pick round 4 or 6. That's how, yeah. And that's, you know, he could use that to his advantage. Say, hey, if I can move back, still get the player that I want, and get back into this draft more with some draft capital, then yeah, I think he can. I think there's a big chance he might move back. So there's no doubt about it, you know. Kirk says, what do you think about Zeke come over? No, I'm not into it. I have no interest in it. I have no interest at all. None. He would only get like 5 snaps a game. He would be more of a red zone guy. A waste of money because he wouldn't come here on a cheap deal. It just wouldn't happen. He'd want to get paid 5, maybe 6, 7 million for the year, which I don't want to pay him that for a guy that's going to have barely any snaps in these games. So that's where I'm kind of at with it right now. So Ayo's the same dude, smart with the cap. I'm excited to see. Like, I think for right now, like updated the Eagles, I think they only have like maybe over 11 million in cap space. I think I could be wrong. That's why I got for some of the information online from some people that were reporting it. They have like almost 12 million. It's like $11.5 million right now in cap space. I think the Mariota thing finally went through it for 5 million. The Lane Johnson extension I went through, obviously. And then Terrell Edmonds obviously wasn't expensive. He was $2 million for the year. So that was pretty much it, 600,000 in incentives, whatever. So I think that's the cap we have, which is not much, but interesting enough, Howie knows how to move stuff around. So Miami Knights, the Eagles staying in the SEC. Chris says, God, I guess you haven't watched Howie's draft in the last 3 years. What's going on? Yo, so what's going on, dude? And he says, Jahmyr Gibbs really be a great Howie pick at 30 or second round. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Gibbs either. Trust me. Like, I know I've been talking about Bijan for so long, but I love Gibbs because you can move him around. You can do so much with him. I think he's like an Alvin Kamara type clone. I think he's got fantastic vision. It's got some toughness to him. Could drag the pile a little bit after contact. Really good at finding open space. Makes the first guy miss 9 out of 10 times. Like, I think he's great. I think he's going to be very, definitely, it's going to be dangerous for an offense. No joke. G-Rod says Eagles are on the thrift shopping like Dallas does every year. I don't get what that means. Eagles are on that thrift shopping like Dallas does every year. Well, Dallas don't do much every year in the off seasons, but that's just the truth. Alex says, besides this year, obviously, but so yeah. Yo, TL, what up, dude? I didn't see the super chat, man. It didn't pop up. What the fuck, dude? I'm sorry. TL Hopkins with super chat says Bobby went back to Seattle for 1 year. Yeah, so Bobby's gone. That was the news yesterday or a couple of days ago. So that was Saturday's news, actually. I think I remember the shakedown happened that night. I remember talking about it. Yeah, I think he was talking to Seattle for a while. I think that's where he wanted to go the whole time. He wanted to go back. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest. Like, it's not like he's retiring this year. It's not like he signed like a 1-day contract to retire or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, I don't know. Why he wanted to go back to Seattle, I have no idea. I think he could have went to another team, been a lot more better, but who knows? Top 10 player in tackles for loss last season. So I figured he was going to be a Cowboy, an Eagle. I don't know. He would sign somewhere regardless. So interesting. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. They have 11 million now, including Lane's extension. Right. Get it. I get it. D says you have to love the way Howie operates in free agency and other football man. Yeah, but it's like besides Mariota getting $5 million, the Eagles haven't really spent more than $2 million on a player in free agency. I mean, that's how crazy it is. Like, the Eagles haven't spent more than $2 million on a player. Like I said, besides Mariota, like, that's it. Like, it's crazy. And I think Terrell Edmonds, is going to be a really good player. I don't think he's the ball hawk that Chauncey is, but I think he's a better tackler. I think he's just a better playmaker in general. Okay, and who knows what he's going to do especially with 2 outside corners still here on your football team right now. It's just going to make Terrell Edmonds' job so much easier. I think he's an aggressive tackler. I think he's a really good stopgap type player. I think Edmonds was huge. I think that was a big signing. Nicholas Morrow, I think, is one of the most underrated signings the Eagles made. I mean, it's kind of nuts, man. It's kind of nuts. I feel like there's a lot of underrated moves this year. Ghostman Rance, I get Simmons is a good player. But can we please put this to rest? We all know Tennessee isn't doing another trade with us. They fired half of their front office last year over the A.J. Brown trade. Well, you never know, dude. I mean, they could still have relationships with them. They're not mad at the Eagles. They're just mad at themselves. It doesn't mean that we made the bad trade or we made a good trade. We made a good trade, but that was on them to accept the trade. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Ryan says trading for Simmons with the 30th, drafting Bijan 10 would be a win. I think that would be like, yeah, I if that's where they wanted to go, I can't see. If you're already going to get a trench guy, there you go. Now, you're not just going to give them the 30. You're going to obviously trade. You're going to switch first-round picks. You know, you're not just going to give them 30. I think you're going to try to switch. You're not. There's no way there's no way I'm giving them another first rounder instead of 2 first rounders. Are you talking you guys just giving them 30? Or are you talking like a switch at 30, trading first round picks? Because that's what I would do. I mean, if they're where are the Titans right now? You do that. Come on now. See here. Doty says breaking news: Hurts not being signed this year. No, he is. Everyone's just got to be really patient. Hurts will get his extension. Trust me, we'll have it. We will have it. C. Tate said, I think Howie's gonna got Nolan Smith and Gibbs later in this draft. Ryan says, what do we do at linebacker? We need a good vet in the linebacker room. Well, I think we have a vet right now. I think Nicholas Morrow's perfect. I don't see why not. He's the oldest linebacker we have at 27 years old, but I think we're fine. We don't need no vet at linebacker, bro. We have a guy that's been here for a long time. We already have a vet in the building, really, when you think about it. So Nate says, besides the draft, definitely think Howie makes one more big move to see what's coming. I know your feeling of that. Yeah, no, I feel like there's something still going on. I feel like they're going to make a trade for some position. I don't know what position it's going to be, but I feel like something is going to happen. Something is going to happen soon. So always get close to the draft, and we'll see. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Yeah. Let me tell you something. If Zeke signed with the Eagles, I'd be pissed. Beyond pissed. Because that means because that really means that we won't be able to sign, we won't re-sign or sign a running back, We're gonna say Edmonds better than Epps, Morrow equal to White draft, Branch and our secondary is better than last year. Chris says, got D. There were reasons we never took a running back early. Adding Bijan to the offense puts us over the top. Howie knows that it's different this draft. It's not the same draft as it usually is. People think that maybe the pick is going to be defensive line, and it might not be. You know what I mean? It might not be. Your best bet is to probably trade first-round picks with the Titans, move them up into the top 10, which would really help them out a lot to get them a better player to that roster, and you get Jeffrey Simmons at the same time. I think that'd be great. If they're able to switch first-round picks for Jeffrey Simmons, I'm fine with it. I mean, it's a win-win for the Eagles because they still have an early pick. They still have a top 15 pick in this draft. So I think it's a win-win at the end of the day. I really do. K-Peep says Terrell Edmonds will prove theory right. Jones got our benefit off of our good cornerbacks. Terrell would do the same and possibly be even better than Chauncey. I'm not turning my back on Chauncey and saying he was a bad player, but I think with the interceptions he had, a lot of them were tipped by a lot of these interceptions for these cornerbacks were tipped by linebackers this year. A lot of them were. There was like maybe a couple from CJ that were obviously, I think the one from the Cardinals, the one in the Cowboys game. Like I saw Chauncey's just more of a ball hawk. I understand like you're going to rank those, those interceptions, like numbers are numbers at the end of the day with 6 for the season tied up best last year. But I don't care about the ball hawk ability as much as everyone thinks. Like I want someone to make tackles and obviously make deflections. And yes, of course I want interceptions. Terrell Edmonds only has 5 picks in 5 years. But who knows what he's going to look like behind both of these starting cornerbacks and with the defensive line the way it is. Who knows how much Terrell Edmonds is going to really benefit from this, from what's around him. And look, he's betting on himself this year. So who knows if he plays really good, maybe the Eagles extend him and they don't get into some big, race with everybody. You know what I mean? It's just nuts. It's crazy. Chris says Van Ness will be there 30. I'm not drafting Van Ness at 30. I mean, as a situational defensive lineman, he wasn't a pure starter. I'm not a big fan of Van Ness because he wasn't a pure starter, and it was more of a situational defensive lineman. He's got a lot of upside. He's got a lot of ceiling. He can play DT and defensive end. I like that. He has a lot of value, but not at 30. Not at 30. I'm not drafting him that in the first round. That's just me at the end of the day. Brandon Hibbert says, hey, Joey, if the Eagles gave up 30 pick in the first round, would you trade back the 10 and pick in the late teens or early 20s, still trying to get Bijan also while trying to get more picks for the year? Well, you're not going to get beat. I mean, how far are you going to go to get Bijan? You know what I mean? Like, it depends how far back you go. If you go 3 spots, okay, 2 spots, all right. But if you go like to the 20th pick, like, I can't feel comfortable that Bijan is still going to be there while acquiring more picks. So they have to be careful while doing that. So I don't think Bijan you have to trade back. If they feel like they can trade back, if they're a couple teams after them, if they feel like they have a couple teams after them that won't get running backs, they obviously, have 100% know that they won't get running backs, and that's perfectly fine. But it's a big risk you're going to have to take because who knows? Those teams might pull the trigger on them, and the Eagles could lose them. So that's why trading back is good, but it's also bad too because someone can pull the wool over your eyes and, they can steal a player from us. I think Bijan is 100% worth the 10th overall pick. There's no doubt about it. But if you want to trade back 2 spots, then yeah, I think you're good. The more quarterbacks taken in the first round, the more other types of players I'll be taking. Like I could see a receiver being taken. I can see the more other positions that are taken. It's great for us. You know what I mean? It's better for us going down the stretch. But we'll definitely see. I know I'm late on this chat. I mean, I do apologize. Jose Serrano says, "What up, Joey? Hey, if you had only had 1 pick and 1 pick only, who would you go for, Carter, Robinson, or Van Ness? 1 pick." It would probably be Bijan Robinson. I know it's tough because I'm really more of a defensive line type of guy. And it's only because of the situation we're in. If we only had 1 first round pick this year, just say we only had the 10th overall pick, it would probably be Jalen Carter a lot more. And don't get me wrong, guys, I love Jalen Carter, and that's another dream pick of mine. Jalen Carter come to the Eagles to pair up with Jordan Davis is like one of my dreams this year as well. Okay, but obviously Bijan to the Eagles offense is still intact. You're back to the same old, with Kenneth Gainwell all by himself next year. That's where I get nervous with it because Bijan, because you bring Bijan over. He's here for 4 years. I don't want to move down this draft for a lesser talent at running back. And I'm not saying that they're worse, but I think you get that generational guy with Bijan Robinson. And I think they have to really take advantage of it. So, we'll see. Let me sorry, I'm just putting this chat on my phone real quick. This way we're good to go. Strep throat gang, where are you at? Tom said, do you think if the Eagles trade Jalen Carter at 10, draft Jalen Carter at 10, our 30th and a second pick will be enough to move up? I think it's definitely enough. I think it's definitely enough. Or we'll have to offer. You offer more than that? No. I mean, to offer more than that, no. I don't think it's going to cost. I mean, that should be enough. To obviously trade that pick and trade your extra second-round pick for next season, it should be well over enough. I don't see why it would cost that much. You know what I mean? I don't see why it would be a bit, I don't know. But yo, Birdman, what's going on, dude? What's going on, bro? Hope you're having a good day, man. Don Norris says we need another corner to go up greedy after Slay and Bradbury leave. Yeah, but I mean, if you want to go, if you want to go down in this draft, I mean, if you want to move down the draft, you want to get like an Emmanuel Forbes or something like that, later in this draft, maybe second round or something like that. I'm fine with that. Maybe down the line if he's available. Like you're not going to get you're not going to redshirt. You're not going to draft someone early. You're not going to get another cornerback early in this draft. Not anymore. Before, when Bradbury was gone, there was a big possibility you could get a Witherspoon or Gonzalez, but or Joey Porter. You know what I mean? I like the safety class in this draft as well. I do like these safeties. So there's a lot. Yeah, the Eagles could do a lot in this draft. The problem is that you don't have any mid-round picks right now, so it's causing a little bit of an issue. We got Mr. Ass. What's going on, dude? Love the Attitude Era, my favorite era, and I miss it dearly. What up, Joey? What's going on, dude? The DC4 Live 27. What's going on, dude? Change your name, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good. Bob says Joey Simmons' experience brings a large financial commitment. 20-22 million. Carter at 10 if available. Cansey at 30 with the rookie slating is better deal. Sign Hurts. Draft Bijan. Fast break. Yeah, I don't know what the money's going to look like for Simmons. I mean, what is that Spock track? Like, what is that like? What's the that's the I guess contract that he would probably get. I mean, really, it's the cap hit that really, the cap hit is something that's really not even a big deal at $10 million. I feel like they could really spread that out and give him a nice extension. So I don't know like what they're willing to pay him, but obviously, Simmons drafted in 2019, 2 to 3 sacks in 2 years, first 2 years. And then really the last 2 seasons, he had 8.5 and 7.5 sacks. And I think, it would play a really good next to Jordan Davis. I mean, he's 25 years old. The only reason I would trade for him is really because of statistically what he's done pretty good. And his age is very good too. So I feel like there's a lot more to go for here. With it, I feel like it would be a good trade, but what are you gonna have to give up for him though? I mean, if you trade, you trade 30, you want to switch spots, you could do that. I mean, you could switch spots. I mean, I would do that. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna cost another pick, but we'll see. And I'm an ass man. Yeah, no, it's in my head now. See what he did. See what he did to me. I don't know. See what he did. Let's see here. Long way to super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says at this point, it's who's available at 10, Carter or Bijan. I think that's what it comes down to. Best player available. It's best player available. It's Will Anderson. It's Jalen Carter, and it's Bijan Robinson. Those are your 3 guys that you're waiting for. Boom, right at 10. I don't know if the Eagles are going to move up. Eagles have been aggressive. You don't know. I think moving up from 30 is more realistic than moving up from 10. I think 10's a good spot. But if you lose both Carter and Will Anderson, I feel like I'm sorry. I mean, they brought in, here's the thing, okay? They've had what, 7, 8 as of right now, pre-draft visits, okay? And most of them have been offensive and defensive line. Okay, I think Bijan, and then this is very early in the process too with these draft. This is a very early pre-draft visit for Bijan, so that means they want to meet him. They want to meet with him as early as possible. So could be, man. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. It says Birdman says, do we give Vontae Maddox too much credit? I mean, I do like Maddox a lot. I mean, the problem is his health. I mean, that's just the main issue right now. Got hurt twice last year. I feel like they still need another nickel corner. I feel like, Maddox is a free agent after the next couple seasons. They brought in Justin Evans at safety. He plays nickel and he plays free safety as well. If Justin Evans, to see what he could do, that gives nice competition for the back end of that safety room, but he could play nickel too, so maybe he can give some competition at corner. for, in training camp for, with Josh Jobe and Zech McPherson and Maro Goodrich and some of these other guys. Like, I feel like, maybe there's a chance, who knows, but I don't know. Like, I wasn't happy that he got injured so much. I mean, he injured. I think it was the first injury was, I think, during the Cowboys game against, I think, Dak. It was on a tackle, I think. And he just landed the wrong way, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Philly D said we got the ass man on the show. L. White says, what do you think? Trade down a couple spots to get Bijan additional picks, then use those picks to trade up from 30 to draft someone else? Yeah, they could do that. It's got to be a good deal, though. It's got to help us out, though. So, Nate says, low-key Eagles need some receivers. Smith, Brown, and Watkins most likely locked in. We either got to draft one or get someone in free agency. Don't know who's left. I don't expect Ward. I expect Ward to battle. I don't know. I don't know if Sirianni likes Ward. Doug Peterson liked Greg Ward a lot. I don't think Nick likes him at all. I don't think Nick wants to use him. I don't think Nick even cares about him, to be honest with you. Quez Watkins, is he a lock at number 3 wide receiver? I have no idea. Could be Marvin Mims from Oklahoma. But the problem is we don't have any mid-round picks. I don't want to overcompensate and draft somebody in the 3rd round when they shouldn't be drafted in the 3rd round. That's the problem I really have, not having those mid-rounders. It really sucks. So, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like there's a move back at 30 a little bit. Maybe. I think there's maybe a move back a little bit. So, we'll see, Yo, John, what's going on, dude? Smitty Eagle, what's going on, dude? He says, I think Bijan's the perfect comment for our offense. He rings that factor, but I would trade back for more picks and give 30 Titans for Simmons. I would do it. I think I would get it done, man. It's really not a bad deal. Like, if Simmons was a lot older, I wouldn't do it. But at 25, it's really not bad. To have him on another, a 3-4 year deal commitment for the Eagles, and then you draft Bijan. I think once you really, if you get Jeffrey Simmons in here next to Jordan Davis, I think you'll be good. I think you're set. They can always add more depth pieces anyway. I think they can add Quentin Jefferson's another one they can add from the Seahawks. The Seahawks, he hasn't signed with anybody yet. Obviously, Desai was a part of that defense when Simmons was there. Williams, sorry. Quentin Jefferson, sorry, not Quentin Williams. Quentin Jefferson is available. He had 5.5 sacks last year, 29 years old. That's another defensive tackle I'm kind of looking at right now. I don't know why they're not, I think a really good rotational guy. I think there's some moves there. If they trade for Simmons and then sign Quentin Jefferson, I think you're set. I mean, defensive tackle wise, I think you're set. You got Milton Williams back there. You got Tula Paludi, whatever his name is. I know I'm saying his name wrong. So now, on top of everything else, they have to draft an offensive lineman within the first 3 rounds, right? I mean, the defensive ends, the class is pretty deep. I think they can get a good rotational guy in the 3rd round. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of dudes, man. A lot of dudes available. Let's see here. I'm trying to move down the chat a little bit here. Jace Hedges says Howie has the ability to make cap space appear. That's one of his superpowers. That is true. Bob said Jake Shakes can't give up a 1st-round pick for a rental, not even a 30. Surrender 30, number 62 Simmons, and 42. If we resign Simmons, we can surrender the Saints 2nd. Well, no, I mean, I'm not trying to rent a player. I'm done with that. Like, I'm not trying to rent Simmons for the year. It's just not happening. They better sign him to a long-term extension. Like, I'm not trading for a 25-year-old player. Just, obviously they just did that with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, but I feel like some stuff happened behind the scenes with Chauncey. And it didn't go well. I feel like there's more to that, that thing that happened with Chauncey not re-signing with the Eagles. I think more did happen with that situation. You know what I mean? So I think a lot more did happen, man. I think it did. Philly says Greenlock said, where Kramer at? Because I'm looking for him. Let's see. Cole 342 says, I just want to ask. It's not saying it's going to have, but Cards might trade their pick to do. Cards might trade their pick. Do you trade the 10th pick for it and draft Will Anderson? I don't know if trading the 10th is going to be enough to get to 3. Where are they at? They're at 3, 4. I forgot where they're at. I think they're at 3. I could be wrong though. it might cost a little bit more. To trade 3 spots to get to 7, you only have to trade like a third, I think like a third to a fourth rounder. It's not going to cost much. To trade up like 3 spots, it's not going to cost that much. I've looked at it. But to trade the 3, I don't know. It might cost a little bit more. Hallie Scott says Cowboys don't want us getting Bijan. Now I know I want him. Galladay says, where are we going to find the money for Simmons, though? Still have to pay Hurts, and this is Simmons' last year of his rookie deal. Dude, I'd give it a chance, man. I mean, there's maneuvering the Eagles can make. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's any more restructures the Eagles can make, to be honest. I'm not sure what else is really out there. I mean, they could surely extend somebody else. They could create more space in some. Howie Roseman's just a genius at that. You know what I mean? So there could be a lot of options. My 3-4 should look up Chris Rodriguez from UK. He's awesome. Probably a fit since his trouble. Let's see here. Showing off, what's going on, dude? Sean says there wasn't no running back by committee last year. Miles got the majority of the snaps, and Gamewell was the third down. RBI Scott was left. Miles was the bell cow. What were you watching? I don't know, dude. Like sometimes Miles didn't get treated like a bell cow at all. There was a lot of times where they used more of Gainwell in the red zone. There was times, I mean, maybe the statistics will show that. And I love Miles Sanders a lot, but let's see. Daz Deal says Bijan puts the fear of God into Cowboys' hearts. Yo, Dope Aaron, what's going on, dude? Hope you're having a good day, man. Eagles fan for life. What's going on, dude? Jaden said, what up, Joey? Yeah, nothing crazy today, man. We're going over to the Jeffrey Simmons stuff going on. We're going over a few things like that. And obviously other moves the Eagles can make. Yo, Christian, what's going on, dude? Say, hey, Joey, it doesn't matter because I still feel like the Eagles will be the best in the NFC again, but I have this good feeling that Lamar will go to Washington. Yeah, if Lamar goes to Washington, it's definitely gonna be an eye opener. It's gonna be a big eye opener this year. There's no doubt. Would be the perfect spot for Lamar Jackson, especially with the weapons they have offensively. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, come on now. I mean, the Washington's going to be in QB hell. I mean, that's just there are in QB hell right now. They've been in QB hell. They've been going. I mean, at least the Colts are starting to wake up. The Panthers are starting to wake up. They really need to draft a quarterback, and I think that's what Washington needs to do. And they don't do it this year. They're gonna have to do it the next couple of years. They're gonna have to put some picks together and they're gonna have to trade some good players off their team to get some picks. They're gonna have to maneuver these next couple of years if they don't get Lamar this year. So, but okay, Nolan Derrick says, I don't know if this means anything, but Bijan follows our running back coach on every social media. Maybe they told him they will take him. Yeah, I don't know. Him and Jalen Hurts have the same agent. Nicole Lynn, they have the same agent. Who knows, man, how much even Hurts is going to be like, you know what? I want a guy like Bijan in the building, man. I want Bijan on this team, and I want us to be very fierce this year. So we'll see, man. Vince says Simmons right now is what everybody hopes Carter can come close to. I think he'll be as good or better, to be honest. He'll stand for life. Says, what up, Joey? Love your videos, man. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it so much, dude. Donnell says, man, I say we move back to whoever has the most picks. So let's say 10 for Simmons and their first, get Bijan, then trade back 30 for a second, third round. So move back from 10 trade picks for Simmons. They could do that too, if that's what they want to do. That 10th pick is very valuable to me. That 10th pick has a lot of value right now because you're not going to have a pick like that. You're not going to have the 10th overall pick like that next year. It's not going to happen. Like that's the way it goes. You know what I mean? Now there's rumors about Jarvis Landry and the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't like Jarvis Landry at all. That's just me. That's just me, dude. So here, this who is this? So the official account on Twitter for the NFL draft. So here it is. So in his second mock draft, the 2023 NFL draft, so it says Eric Edholm says projects for trades, including Cowboys moving up to add another offensive weapon, which could be Bijan Robinson. We'll see. They might be aggressive to get him. Could be aggressive. Sean, so what up, Joey? I was just making a point. Someone. Oh no, I get it. No, I totally get it. I was just kind of going through the answer of that too. So no, you're good, bro. Daryl says, "What would you give up for Kevin Byard?" Yeah, I mean, Kevin Byard would be a good. As much as I don't think that trade is going to happen, I feel like the Kevin Byard thing's interesting. Like they haven't. It depends because I don't know if I'm not trying to trade for him. If they cut him, I'm going to sign him. If they trade him, I'm not going to touch it because they're going to want a lot for him. You know, he's 29 years old. Okay, number one, he's 29. He's really good. I mean, he's a fantastic safety. But I'm not trying to trade for him. I'm trying to just sign him I'm just trying to sign him. That's it. And trying to move some money around. Like I can't give up any more picks for this year's draft. I don't think they're going to want picks for next year's draft. I don't know if it's going to be enough. So, well, I don't think if it comes to a trade with Kevin Byard, I think we need to see if they just flat out release him. If he doesn't take a pay cut, the reports said they're going to release him if he doesn't take a pay cut. They save like $6 million from that cut. If they trade him, they'll get a lot more money. You know, post June, they'll get $14 million in cap space. So I would think like they're going to try to trade him, but I don't think the Eagles touch this if they want to trade him. I don't. So. We will see. Donald says if you want Bijan and multi picks. Jason says bang, like, and bang. John says, Joey, how was the visit with Bijan Robinson and the Eagles? I don't know. I mean, it probably went really well. I mean, it probably went really, really well. So we will see. Hey, yo, the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, new NFL mock has number 5 to Dallas at 19. Interesting. That's interesting. I feel like Dallas will maybe be a little aggressive. They'll probably be somewhat aggressive in this draft. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, Dallas. I'm wondering. Dallas needs offensive line. Dallas needs corner. I mean, not corner. I mean, they probably won't get corner this year because obviously Gilmore being there now. But I mean, he's just a 1-year rental. But they still need more bodies at that position. They're good at safety. They signed Wilson to a big extension. I don't know. They could draft another defensive lineman. They could draft, they could draft another offensive lineman. And like I said, running back is running back is, it's not great. It's not fantastic. Pollard's coming off a broken leg. They signed that other running back that only played 6 games last year. So we'll see. We appreciate the super chat very much. Travis says, Darnell Washington is a guy I want. 6'7", 265 blocking machine with good hands. Yeah, dude, trust me. Like, I just don't think tight end would be like the move. I don't know if tight end will actually be the move for the Eagles. I just don't like. I don't see them drafting the safety in the first round. I don't see them drafting a tight end. I just don't see it. And I feel like even with behind Dallas Goedert right now, like I feel like there's guys back there that still are going to do a pretty good job. As much as I'm not a big Jack Stahl fan, I think he's all right. But Calcaterra might be another, a player that's really coming into his own. I think his blocking, and I think he's the fastest guy we have right now. And gets a lot of yak yards too after the catch. I'm starting to really like Grant Calcaterra a lot. I really do like him, but we'll see. Hallie Scott says Cowboys just signed one running back, cut the other because he didn't want to be number 2. They don't want Bijan. They just don't want us getting him. Red says, "Hey Joey, I have an interesting move. The Eagles trade the number 10 pick back with the Vikings at 23, and I see us being able to get another first next year and get another top 15 pick. We get Simmons at 30. Yeah, if we get, I mean, look, if they gave us, that'd be a tough one to do. If they actually give us a first round pick for 24, that'd be awesome. This way, you have 2 firsts, 2 seconds. If you don't touch that extra second round pick, I know you have a lot of picks. You'll have a lot of picks next year. A lot of maneuvering, especially with that Jalen Hurts contract coming in next year on that extension. To have like another first rounder would be great, but do I see the Eagles moving that far back? I don't know. That I don't know. It would have to be a first for next year and a couple mid-rounders for this year as well. So that's what I'd kind of be looking at with a big trade back like that. If the Vikings really want to move up, definitely something to look out for. Tommy says 10 is a spot for Bijan. We cannot let Jerry Jones get him. He's licking his chops like he's about to sign another fresh Zeke. Yeah, pretty much. D said Eagles must draft Bijan at 10, so Dallas won't draft this guy. ABC, we won't have to play versus him. Philly for life says Detroit is not in on Robinson. They got DeAndre Swift, David. Yeah, and there was a lot of rumors with the Lions too with DeAndre Swift that he was going to get traded. There was a lot of rumors that they were gonna cut ties with him, but I guess not. Since what's his face left, since the bruiser back left. Forgot his name. I feel like the Eagles have a big chance. The Eagles have a big chance to really do something great. So, Mon says Bijan's definitely not going 15. It's going top 15. Running backs don't last. Thanks to they have an old line. They added pieces in the secondary. But yeah, Caesar Estevez says Bijan all the way. Like, look, guys, like at the end of the day, like whether it's Jalen Carter, Bijan, whoever the case may be, like Bijan is just my dream pick. Bijan is my dream pick at the, you know what I mean? So I'm not focusing like 100% on it, but yeah, it's what I want. Everybody has, their own picks, their own players that they want. So we'll see. Thanks. As Bijan will be Detour's new Barry Sanders. Let's see here. Dad says Bears are in on Paris Johnson to reunite him with Fields. Maybe. I'm thinking it's trying to figure out like DeJuan Jones, some of these other guys, like who's going to get drafted. Skoronski's another one from Northwestern. Like, there's a lot of good offensive linemen in this draft. Some good offensive linemen in this draft. Daniel Pimentel says, Joey, you want Simmons or Kevin from Tennessee more? For me, I would want Simmons more just because I think it's more of a need for us right now. Because I feel like Terrell Edmonds is going to play really well. I think he's a nice stopgap player. I think retaining Bradbury was huge. So I think him playing behind those 2 outside corners, and obviously Sean Desai is going to designate where this defense goes this year and how creative he gets with his pressure and then his aggressiveness and his adjustments. I think he's going to be a really good player here. Simmons definitely, because I still think you need 2 defensive tackles, but to get a guy that's already proven, whether you're trading for a guy that's already proven is pretty good. So I would definitely go Simmons over Kevin Byard instantly. Without a doubt. Thanks, if Gonzalez, Witherspoon, and Carr are gone, I don't know who else I'd take that isn't Bijan. Did I really just say that? Well, I mean, at this point, like you're going to take another defensive lineman. You're going to try to go get Kalijah Cansey would be a top of my list in the mid, maybe with that second, who knows what's going to happen. At least with the second first round pick, I'd go Kalijah Cansey if they don't get a trench guy, early. At 10, if Carter and Will Anderson are gone, it could be him. Tommy says I literally cannot get over the idea of Bijan on the Cowboys for the next 5 years. That would be so painful to endure in the future, and I totally agree, man. I totally agree. Daryl Buddy says, should we get another linebacker free agency? Are you sold on Dean? Well, no, I'm not sold yet because he hasn't played. Like he's given us some samples of when the Eagles were up with touchdowns in these games, he would have a chance to play defense along with being a full-time special teamer. I think he's going to play really well. I think he's flashed really well. Like, I feel like we're going to see like I'm hoping he works out. I'm hoping to God. I think Dean's going to have a big chip on his shoulder. I know everyone complains about Dean because he's undersized as a linebacker, in the NFL, and I think he's really smart. I think he's I think he's gonna be probably the smartest player on our defense. I feel like, I feel like he shoots the gaps really well. He brings physicality. His tackling is really good. His coverage is not that bad either. I think finally you have two good replacements in Edwards and Kaiser White. You kind of get the opposite. You kind of get two really good coverage guys, because Morrow, I think, is really good in coverage. I mean, he was a safety turned linebacker when he was drafted. Well, he was undrafted. So, I feel like you got the total opposite there. I feel like there's some good things to take out of it. You know what I mean? Well, we got 302 people in the chat. Appreciate everybody being here. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you guys haven't. I do appreciate it very much. Try to get to 100 likes if we can. And we got a lot. That we're gonna wait and see what happens. We're gonna wait on more pre-draft visits. See what happens. I'm pretty pumped, man. Make sure you haven't checked the pinned comment as well for the extra draft videos I do put out as well. For the draft highlight reactions, all that great stuff. We go over a lot of, players from the draft and stuff like that. So definitely check all that stuff out as well. So appreciate it so much, guys. Appreciate it so much. Steve Dallas says, I think Eagles trade back to 15, get a couple of 4 or 5, 6 round picks and get Nolan Smith at 15. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. That's why I said even with can't be sold on it. I just can't be sold on anything yet, really. You know what I mean? Can't be sold on Dean yet until he really plays. Bobby Murphy, what's going on, dude? He says the last time the Eagles took a running back in the first was Keith. But yeah, I mean, it's really since the 80s, bro. I know. But it doesn't matter like that. When fans say that, I don't like, why does that matter anymore? Like, it doesn't matter anymore. I think the writing's on the wall for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, look how much interest they had in Ezekiel Elliott. Like, they had a lot of interest in Ezekiel Elliott in that draft. Look how much interest they had in Christian McCaffrey in that draft. I mean, they want to move up for him and they just couldn't get it done. Like, look at the Eagles even tried to trade for Christian McCaffrey last year by the trade deadline. I mean, I think the writing's on the wall for them wanting some premier back in the building, because really, I don't think he's comfortable with having, Scott, and I would be comfortable with just Scott and Gainwell, but then obviously adding Rashad Penny is great. I think he's a better runner than Miles Sanders. I think he's a better running back overall. But like I said, and we all say this, he's got to stay healthy. You know what I mean? That's the main thing I'm taking out of it. I get it. Totally get it. But I don't think Howie is comfortable with the running back position. I don't think he's that comfortable with it as everyone thinks he is. I don't think so. I wouldn't be. I mean, look, I'm hoping Rashad Penny stays healthy, but if Penny gets hurt, you're down to Gainwell and Scott. That's it. It's not much. It's not a fantastic room. I think the Eagles like Gainwell a lot, but I don't think they see him as a featured back. Like, he might be treated like one if Penny gets hurt, but I don't want them to fumble this. You know what I mean? Thanks. I love to get out of wire before 6-2. Somehow, definitely thinking in the first round at 30. I like him a lot. I do like him. He's got really good hands, got really good pursuit. He's a strip sack artist. He could definitely knock the ball out. I think he's really good. I do like him. We just actually did tape on him. I watched tape on him a few days ago, but I did a draft highlight reaction on him last night in the membership. So like I said, you guys check that out in the pinned comment for the members. It'd be great. And speaking of members, we got a new member to the Shake Squad captain tier. We got Jonas McGee. Thank you so much for joining the Shake Squad Army, bro. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it, man. Be a lot of extra content up there for you and other stuff. So pretty pumped. John says 37 years ago, 2010 was the last time the Eagles drafted running LaShawn McCoy. That's crazy. It's crazy, dude. Let's see. And he was a second? What was he, a second round pick? I think he was a second round pick. Thanks, because I watched that video all about tomorrow. So it's yeah, I get it. James Gould says, so we desperately need a DT due to Cox and Graham being old. Yeah, I mean, Fletcher Cox is not the same Fletcher Cox anymore. Okay, like when he was playing 70% of the snaps last season, he just can't do it anymore. It's just simple as that. You know, people think it was kind of a hefty price at $10 million for 1 year, just a little bit. I definitely understand that. But I think it's still a good player in a rotation. They still need 2 defensive tackles too. They need 2 guys. If they trade for Simmons and they got Quentin Jefferson in the building, I think they'd be set. I think they'd be more than set. You know what I mean? Calais Campbell, whatever, is still out there as well. Let's see. Thanks. Just 2021 was the last time they drafted a running back. Yeah, Van Ness is good. The problem with Van Ness that I have is just because he wasn't a pure starter. That's all. That he's more of a situational guy that played DT, defensive end, and he played really good. He's got a lot of value because he can play multiple positions. He's got a high ceiling. He's a freak athlete with his size. It's just it's just where would the Eagles put him? Would they put him more as a DT, or would they actually utilize him and kind of move him around on mismatches? So we'll see. Jason goes, so what would cost us to get Simmons from the Titans? It might cost you one of those first-round picks. I would trade first-round picks. I would trade. Even if you traded 10 to where are the Titans at in the draft? What number are they in the draft? If you trade back, if they're only a few spots back, you could do that from 10. I mean, I could trade. The most I'll trade back is probably like 3-4 spots. So, yeah, Toilet Spaver says if we pick up B. Simmons, I feel like that's almost points. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it would. Thanks to train for Simmons would be 10.5 against cap. Then extending him makes him at 8.5. Yeah, it depends how they move the money around on an extension. They could save money on an extension. I'm not worried about his cap hit for the year, on the last year of his deal. I'm not even worried about that. They're not going to rent him at 10.5. They're going to extend him and kind of lessen that cap hit. That's what they're going to try to do. The problem is, what do you have to give up for him? That's what I'm saying. Trade back 10, trade first round picks. Maybe that's what you're going to have to do. But I originally said, Jason, the extra second round pick we have might do it, but who knows? It might not. It might not do it. So we'll see. Depends what they want. How it would be a fool to trade the 10th overall pick. I mean, look, a trade up could happen. A trade back can happen too to acquire more picks. It could, or for a player. You know what I mean? Mon said this chat's hilarious. They only know Bijan and Carter. Well, dude, it's like every fan doesn't need to know the whole draft. Like everybody has their own opinion. Some people aren't big draft gurus. So, I try to cover as much as possible. I ain't no analytics guy. I don't know everything, but I look at a lot of players of what they could do in the first few rounds. Like, I don't look at guys in the 6th, 7th round. Like, I don't go that far, but I only do what I could do, bro. Like, everybody just doesn't know sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all different kinds of fans. Some fans are into the draft. Some guys aren't into the draft too much. Some people, all they care about is the first round pick, really. So, Jonas says, why not add Derek Barnett to Titans for Simmons? Sweeten the deal a little bit. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but who would really have interest? He has no value. I mean, if you're adding Barnett to sweeten a deal, how is he a sweetener for a deal? There's no value. There's nothing there. He did nothing last year. He was hurt all year last year. He's been hurt pretty much ever since, really after 2018. He's been hurt every single year, pretty much. Stoney says, I don't see trade with Titans though they're giving up a pick, but you got to pay him too, and you haven't given Hurts his deal yet. Well, we've been saying that forever. I think this deal is gonna benefit the Eagles too. I think Hurts wants his money, but at the same time, I feel like there's going to be something with that contract that's going to make the Eagles more flexible. That's going to help both sides out. I think Hurts wants the team to get better. Hurts wants his money, and I don't think Hurts is like going to try to hurt this team, but he wants to get paid. But at the same time, I think they, between Howie, and Jalen Hurts, I think they want to try to make it so both sides, obviously, there's flexibility with cap relief on both sides. So I don't think it's going to be as bad as everyone thinks it's going to be. But obviously, yeah, you pay a quarterback, it's going to hurt your team because it's a lot of money right now. This year is this year. Next year, having those 4 extra comp picks, potentially you got 11, 12 draft selections next year, is really going to help this team, with an extra second round pick. If you don't trade that this year, you're in a pretty good spot for next year to, you have to hit on this draft this year. You got to have at least 3 starters on this field this year. There's no doubt. 3 players need to get drafted. The Eagles need to play day one, boom, done. Next year, these next two seasons are going to, help, the cap relief as well, because at the, the more you draft well, which the Eagles haven't drafted well really since the Super Bowl until obviously 2021, where they really had their really good, well, not that's actually wrong, because when we drafted Goddard, Miles Sanders, Avonte Max, that was actually a really good draft. That draft was really good. But other than that, 2021 and last year, these past 2 off seasons, these past 2 drafts have been pretty damn good. So we got a member chat. Joseph Dace, member for 7 months. Thank you so much, man. He says, "Fly Eagles fly. How are you doing, Shakes?" I'm doing good, man. I'm getting prepared. I'm getting ready for the draft and seeing what's up Howie's sleeve going forward, man. Because phone calls are gonna get made. Things are gonna happen. Howie Rosemans always calling around and see what we could do here. So give it a shot. Give it a chance. So. See here. Daryl Bros, I see Howie trading back to stock up picks, numbers 4, 5, and 6 round picks. Yeah. I mean, if Howie wants to trade back and get some more picks in this draft, then sure, I could see them doing it. You know what I mean? I could see them definitely doing it. I don't see why not. You know what I mean? Tank Dell is from Houston. Tank Dell would be here. Tank Dell would be a nice player for us. I like Tank Dell a lot, and I really would use him for special teams, to be honest. I think he'll be a late rounder, but I feel like Tank Dell would be a nice special teams guy. But the problem is he's really small. He's really small. I mean, he's probably like, what is he, like 5'8", 5? I don't know, 5'8". I don't know what 160, 170 something pounds. I mean, it's not much. Like, the problem is I don't want another AJ Killens in the building right now. A guy that we, focus on all speed with. And I don't know. I like Tank Dell's play. Don't get me wrong. I really like him a lot, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he's too small. That's just me. We got a super chat from AO. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. It says, thoughts on Vrabel and Sirianni not in the photo? Yeah, I kind of noticed. I was actually looking for Nick. I didn't see him. I think Vrabel was in there. I think he was in there. You might be mistaken. I think he was in there, but I could be wrong too. So I'm not sure. Yeah, so they took like the coaching photos, the GM photos. So coaches are talking. Coaches are talking. GMs are talking close with other GMs. Be interesting to see what's going on. GG says, I'm good, Joseph, doing some spring cleaning. I get it. That's what I did yesterday. I did some yard work. That's why I didn't stream the other day, because I wanted to do some yard work the other day. So it's been kind of nuts. Joe says, GG, I just got off work. Robert says, think Cansey has a lot of upside the way he bends around offense tackles. Well, Cansey's is just powerful. I mean, Cansey's got a really good first step, got explosiveness. Even backside pursuit, he's really good. Like, he's really fast. Tackling is really good. I think he's a monster up front. Now, obviously, his combine was really good. I mean, his stock definitely rose because of that combine. I think you have a high ceiling with Kalijah Cansey going forward. So that's definitely another defensive tackle, especially at least after Jalen Carter. I think he's like the next best defensive tackle. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of guys. I think there's definitely some I think you could get. As a starter, though, I think next to Jordan Davis, I think Cansey would be a beast. So Dad says, don't worry, you didn't miss the Bijan train. Doesn't leave for a month. Oh, man. He says, personally feel we could draft running back Devin Kane said with the late second or third. Yes, he's 5'9", 185 pounds, but possibly the most explosive running back in the draft. The RPO with him looks scary. Yeah, I'm not into getting like small running backs, dude. Like, I'm just not into it. Like, I don't think Nick wants I think Nick wants more of a bigger back. Like, why they acquire Trey Sermon? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like, Kenny Brooks is a bigger type back. I think they're trying to find that bigger type back that has a lot of explosiveness. And I feel like that's what's been aiming towards that. You know what I mean? Like I said, the writing's been on the wall. I think they want it. Ezekiel Elliott, I think they had a lot of interest in. They definitely had a lot of interest. Christian McCaffrey, they had a lot of interest in. They tried to trade for him last year. Like they want that premier guy, but I feel like they've wanted a bigger type back. I don't know if I think Nick wants more of those bigger type elusive backs. I think that's what he wants. But when you look at Bijan and the way he runs through those holes as well, and having that change of direction and literally like makes a jump cut every 2 seconds and finds that open space. And then when he finds that lane of vertical, that lane, that open lane up front, I mean, gets more yards on contact. And I mean, Jesus, I mean, it's amazing. Just imagine, I can't imagine like you're getting Bijan running through to the second level a lot of times this season coming up. I mean, just imagine the plays that you can get. I mean, on top of the weapons that you have already, and Jalen Hurts' legs on top of it, you know how much attention that's going to take. It's gonna be just that dream pick of getting Bijan Robinson is it's intoxicating. It really is. Dank says, yeah, if you want someone similar to Gibbs, it's Kenny McIntosh. GG says, I want another running back like Pumphrey. Says, no one. I was a big fan of Donnell Pumphrey coming out of San Diego State. And I think the big pedigree that I really liked out of him, he broke Marshall Faulk's all-purpose yard record from San Diego State. And I thought, jumping in front of the Cowboys, they were going to, I thought but his vision was god awful in the NFL. I mean, it was all. We played those preseason games. They had him on punt return. Like his vision was just shit. As a running back, he was shit. I mean, just really bad. It wasn't good. John says Keely Ringo from Georgia would be great here. He can learn from Slay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind drafting another cornerback. There's no doubt. I would love that move. My arm says Rashad Penny is more special than Penny, in my opinion, but most Eagles fans would disagree. Chris says no way Tennessee will be taking anything less than a first-round pick for Simmons after what happened with A.J. Brown trade. Yeah, we'll see, dude. You won't be. Don't be surprised. You know what I mean? What's going on, GG? Appreciate you putting out. If you guys haven't followed the Discord, make sure you follow the Discord. Make sure you hit the link in the chat. We do voice chats with the subscribers every few days. And we do some good things in there. So definitely join up on the Discord. I appreciate it. Daryl says Andre Dillard was like Danny Watkins. Glad both gone. Thanks. Says Dillard is better than Watkins was. That was a good comparison. Jason says the more I look, the more I think we should draft Tank Dell if he falls the later round or if part of some Howie genius trade. John said, what or where does the Tennessee? I don't know. I'm actually asking. I don't even know. Let me see. 11. Oh, so they're at 11. They're right behind us. Interesting. Yeah, so I don't even know if that's going to work. I thought they had like 13, 14, but they have pick. They have pick 11. So a trade back for Simmons ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. For one, if they were moved back a little bit further, there might have been more of a chance. But I don't know if that's gonna work. G says nothing more frustrating than raking leaves on a windy day. Okay, guys, back to work. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, keep doing your thing. That's what I did the other day. I did the same thing, dude. Trust me, it sucks. Chris said Gainwell will get traded because Howie wants draft picks. I can see us getting a 4th round pick for him. This depending on if we get Bijan. If they traded Gainwell for draft compensation, yeah, that would be kind of nuts if they actually made that move. I think you can get a fourth round pick for him. I think that sounds about right. I think he's definitely worth that. There's no doubt. I think that would definitely open up if they traded. If there was a Gainwell trade, they're definitely going after another running back, and Bijan might be the guy. So, yeah, they draft at 11. Okay. Philly Raptors going on says Howie's probably staying in the trenches at 10, but I keep hearing Gibbs is better pass catcher. Howie wanted CMC because of his catching ability. Eagles don't want to be a run first. Gibbs is the move. Yeah, no, this team is not a run first at all. I think you're running your offense. Has Nick said it before? Like your offense is running through AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. That's where it runs through. Okay, this is a pass first team. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, I don't know. I think they like bigger bodies though at the same time, but pass catchers, yes. So yeah, Gibbs could be another option. And trust me, if they drafted Gibbs, I think this offense would be really dangerous. This is the second best running back in this draft, in my opinion. So obviously, so I think this would be great. I would not mind it. Would not mind it. See, Freddie says a lot of mocks have us taking Paris Johnson at 10, but that is not the win now move. We are in Super Bowl window. We need an impact player. Yeah, I don't think they do it. I think they could surprise us with an offensive lineman in the first round, but I don't think it happens. I wouldn't really be shocked. And obviously it's not the sexy pick that everybody likes, but it wouldn't be a bad pick for the Eagles because, but you don't want a red shirt. The thing is, I want to get into another Andre Dillard situation. If we had a hole at offensive line right now, we might have some holes on depth, but I think the Eagles will find that regardless, whether it's this draft later on or it will be through the undrafted pool as well. Because I feel like, Jeff Stoughton knows how to, seeks that talent out really nice when it comes to offensive linemen. We know what he could do. So we'll see. Gallant the White says, you think the Titans would take a 23 second and a 24 fourth for Simmons? Maybe. You could probably pull that off. You might be able to pull that off. So you might be able to do it. But, if you trade that second round pick, it's another guy you could be drafting here to be a starter. So there's a lot of depth with a lot of positions this year. So might become interest for the Eagles to do that. Maybe not. I don't know. My opinion, I would try to keep that second rounder for this year. I'd rather go with the second rounder for next year than this year, if it's my opinion on it. So conspiracy theorist says trade 10 back for Kansas, trade 30 back for offensive lineman. Crazy, I know, but effective. No, it's not bad. I wouldn't mind if they did that. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't mind if they did that. Trust me. Like, I'm not going to be mad if they don't get Bijan. Like, trust me. Like, yeah, I'll be like, oh, it stinks. But if he goes to the Cowboys, it's going to be worse. I'll feel like crap, even worse. But, we'll see. Conspiracy, yeah, Mike crazy for one trade back. Mike crazy for one to trade the 10th pick, go down 17, get Kansas, also trade 30 in this. Let's see here. I thought said Joey, what do you think about Sidney Brown the second? I like Sidney Brown. What is he from? Was he from Illinois? What school? I think it was from Illinois. I forgot what school he goes to. Sidney Brown's not bad. I like his effectiveness off the line. Like he likes getting to the face of the receivers. Especially getting that contact, which is great. I like his contact as well. And then his coverage ain't that bad either. I feel like it's a nice depth piece for the Eagles and someone they could bring along a little bit. So I feel like you can kind of move him all over the field, to be honest. So I think it'd be a good pick. I wouldn't mind him either. So there's a lot of guys you can get. Jade says run D and linebacker coverage screwed us in the Super Bowl. That and Gann's lack of intensity got us cooked versus KC. That is true. I think you've replaced the linebackers as of right now, and I think you have a better defensive coordinator. Statistically, that's all I could really say. Likes dropping linebackers in coverage, loves doing that. I think you got two linebackers in Nicholas Morrow, and the Kobe Dean. I feel like it really depends on what Sean Desai does, man. Like, yeah, this might look good on paper by the time the season comes, but it really comes down to play. That's what it comes down to, play at the end of the day. So we'll see. Chris says, if we were trying to get back in the Super Bowl this year, I don't believe Howie would draft Bijan. Howie knows we're the best team in the NFC. Well, why wouldn't he draft Bijan if he knows that we're the best? If this is a Super Bowl window right now, if this is a year to get back to the Super Bowl, why wouldn't he draft more weapons? Like, why would Bijan not be why would he not factor into drafting a running back this year? That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's the move you would make. I mean, I would love to look, if they drafted another first-round receiver in JSN from Ohio State, I mean, that would be another surprising move they made, a move that I'd kind of be shocked over, but I wouldn't mind that move either if they did that. I want to get more firepower for this offense. What did they do in free agency? Besides Rashad Penny, and I don't even really count Boston Scott because Scott always comes back every single year. I don't think he wants to play for another team. I think he's like good getting these $1 million to $2 million deals a year. They pay him an extra $1 million this year, so he's making a little bit more money this year than he did last year. He was a little bit more expensive. Who cares? Rashad Penny, there's no guarantee staying healthy. Simple as that. And if you add in Bijan Robinson, then, obviously Scott will go back to, Scott will be a full-time special teamer. And if we really need him in case somebody goes down, Scott will be, will do double duty if necessary. You know what I mean? So add more firepower to your offense, man. I don't see why. I think it would be great. Well, who's your number one back? Then if you don't draft Bijan Robinson, sure, for Rashad Penny or Gainwell. I mean, if you don't, who's your number one back? If you don't draft Bijan, I mean, it's gonna be Gainwell, probably. It's gonna be Gainwell. You're gonna be sprinkling in some Rashad Penny. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna use these guys. How they're gonna use. I mean, obviously, Gainwell will be like that third down. I mean, maybe I don't know. They might change it around. They might say, hey, you know what, Gainwell played really good. Maybe he'll be more of a focus back this year for the Eagles. Maybe he'll be more of a focus back for us. Rashad Penny will be sprinkled in a little bit more. And Boston Scott won't get as many reps, but we'll be there in case we need him to. We need to really do more with him. So I feel like both will be in the offense a lot. I think between Rashad and Kenneth Gainwell, but I just don't think he's comfortable with it. Yo, Bling Kelly Green, what's going on, dude? Says, wow, Joey, now I'm getting your notification late too. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube's being weird, man. YouTube's being extra weird. No joke. It's true. Chris says, Bijan is going to be a menace of all teams in the NFL that play for the Eagles. He's that good. I've never felt this strong about a running back. Dude, I am telling you, that is the pick of this draft. It is the pick. It is the pick of this draft. Kavai said, I really think Milton Williams is going to break out this year. Just going back and watching DL film throughout this year, it snaps. He was on the field. He was constantly winning against guards. I don't know why. And it's like, and look, I respect your opinion. And like, I feel like Milton Williams is getting better every year. But I don't know. Like, I feel like he's just going to be a rotational guy. I feel like he'll always be a rotational guy. I don't think he'll ever start, he'll be a start in the rotation. And I just feel like, he was, to me, I was okay with the pick in the third round for him. He was a big analytical pick for the Eagles because, he was like top 5 in testing and all this crap was coming out, but he had that quick burst of explosiveness off the line. He had that, that short area speed, like real quick. I think he's got it. I think he's doing a lot better. You know what I mean? I'm not like the biggest fan of Milt Williams, but I feel like he's definitely rising every year at a little bit of a slower pace, a little medium-sized pace, but I think he's doing really well. You know what I mean? I don't have an issue with Milton Williams. Maybe a lot of fans grade him a lot higher than me of expectation, or maybe how he's playing. But I think he's a solid player for us on the rotation. You know, Jay said Bijan behind our O-line would be scary. Pause. John says when he's healthy, Penny is the answer. That's why there would be a concern. There's no way the Eagles signed Rashad Penny and said, "Oh, he's going to be healthy." Like, there's no worry into this signing. Like, there's no worry. He got paid $600,000 for the year. That's it. He's got incentives. He's got incentives up to, I forgot how much money he's got incentives up to, but yeah, he can make a lot more money if he plays well. So obviously, if Penny plays well, he'll get paid, a few million extra, a few extra dollars. You know what I mean? So, I don't think they're that comfortable with it. Dolo says, "Hey, Joey, what do you think about Eagles not really playing Dean that much last year? Thinking maybe those injury rumors were true?" No, I don't. I think because he had a lot of, they loaded up last year on linebacker. They ended up getting Kaiser White. They just loaded up. I don't think there was injuries at all. There was those rumors during the draft were ridiculous. I mean, they were saying he had issues with his legs and his knees. Like, all this stupid stuff was coming out. And I think it was false rumors that I think somebody pulled that, and the Kobe Dean just lost. The Kobe Dean not only lost a lot of money, but I mean, he was a 3rd round pick. I think it was bullshit. I think it was all bullshit. He had a lot of, he had some players in front of him. I mean, he had a shot. He played some defense when he played some defense this year when our team was up in points and got a shot and flashed very well. And I think every game he was in defensively, I think he made plays every single game, literally. And special teams, he was full time, so I feel like there's something there with him. It's just that, I think he was a sponge, and he wasn't the type of player last year that sat in the room and was like, I should be starting. Like, he welcomed, soaking everything in like a sponge with Nick Rouse as the linebacker coach, which I thought he did a really good job, obviously, Gann can only take us in one direction, and that's just, not making adjustments. And, some of these players, like, I think Edwards was a great player here. I think he was a solid player. I think White was okay. I thought White would have been a lot better than TJ Edwards, but, White did an all right job. Like, I didn't have an issue with them. It's just, you made no adjustments for the weakness, and that's been our coverage on tight ends. Just in general, like, not hitting these guys at the line of scrimmage, just patting them and letting these guys get free releases. It just really annoyed me, But we'll see. Greg says some people are comparing Bijan to Edgar and James. Why? What? He just didn't get a chance to play because of White and Edwards. He had too much competition in front of him. It's not that he wasn't better than both of those guys or can become better, but they already had money. They already had money into TJ Edwards. They already had money into him, and Kaiser, they signed him to a 1-year deal. Like, I'm glad they loaded up last year. Like, that's all I wanted. Like, they just had to load up at that position. So Kaiser White could have got a little bit more money, could have stayed with the Chargers and didn't. Could have, they wanted him back apparently. So Dean didn't drop because of injury rumors. I don't know. I mean, that's what Ian Rappaport, a bunch of guys said that night. I remember that draft that night. Like, that's what the rumor was, that there was like rumors going around that he was like having issues with his body. I don't know. that's kind of what happened, But third round, like, I can't believe he was a third rounder because teams really thought he was that bad of a player. Like, I don't know. There was a concern because of his size. I mean, everyone really complains about his size, really, because he's undersized for a linebacker. That's what people, you know what I mean? I get it, but he plays more than that. Dank says you don't need a wide receiver 1, just a wide receiver 3 who is strong enough to make contested catches. Not even that, but get a guy that has some speed that can run some routes really well. That has pretty strong hands. Like, I'm not even worried about the contested catches that much, but just somebody at least, contested as in what, like a 50-50 ball going 50 yards downfield. You're talking like, kind of someone got sticky coverage on a slot receiver and could make a catch while getting covered. So, on a route. So regardless, I think they can get that guy. They can get a number 3 very easily. They don't need to spend a first round pick on a wide receiver this year. There's no doubt. Tommy said, just wondering how Cox $10 million just pays less than 7% of the snaps. Well, his market, he took a discount. I mean, Fletcher Cox took a discount. This is why Cox, I think $10 million was a lot. I think it was a little too much. And it's not bad. It's $10 million is really not bad, but in a rotation, that's rotational money. It's not crazy. You know what I mean? It's not crazy. So, I feel like the defensive line sometimes the defensive line makes other linemen look really good. Sometimes it makes your secondary look too good. You know what I mean? I think that's part of it too. $10 million. I think he was supposed to get paid like $15 million. Like, I think Fletcher's market was at like 14, 15. So he took, $4 or $5 million less to come here for a year. It's a lot. It's a lot, but Fletch could still play, but he just can't play that many snaps in a game anymore. He just doesn't have the motor for it anymore. That's just what it is. Free said Kaiser, White, and Edwards were disappointing last year. Tackle is such an overrated linebacker. Such a tackle is such an overrated linebacker stat. Doesn't show how well you cover. No, I get it. I totally get it. I mean, Edwards, I think, led the team in tackles, I think, whatever it was. After 5-10 yards. No, I'm kidding. That's what people say. And look, it could be true, I get it. I don't think TJ Edwards wasn't bad. It's just what you're going to get linebackers that aren't great in coverage, maybe good just on run support. Some guys can't tackle for shit, but they can cover really well. Like, we had 2 guys pretty much that had the same skill set, which I really didn't like. But they weren't like Edwards wasn't a bad player. Like, he wasn't horrible, like, I don't think he was that bad as everyone thinks. I think part of it is he can't cover. He's just not a coverage linebacker. That's just not, but the reason I have for that is Gannon never put these guys in better situations. And that's a huge part of our defense that they could have at least helped, and he didn't do it. Jack says, you guys are sleeping on Milton Williams. He had 4 sacks in every limited snaps compared to Jordan Davis. He was a Pro Bowler. I don't know. I don't know what the hate on Jordan Davis is. I don't know why people after 1 year, I don't know why. Like, with first round picks, I give it more than a 1 year, dude. Like, I don't expect guys to do great in their first year as first round picks. I expect obviously some type of production, and Jordan Davis got production his first year. Really good against the run. Really good. He was good several weeks. He was playing very well until that high ankle sprain. I thought he played really well. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to get those one-on-ones. He's going to get those double teams. He's going to sit there and he's going to make tackles. That's what he's there. He clogs up that hole. The linebackers fill up those gaps, and that's what it's all about, man. Like, I don't know what the hate on Jordan Davis is. Like, yeah, Jordan Davis needs a really good year next year. Like, he's got to have the best year next year. So if Davis doesn't have a good year next year, then it's going to be a shit pick. Unfortunately, I think there's something there with Jordan Davis. I really do. I'm not giving up on Jordan Davis. I think he's going to be a great player here. I really do. So it's drafting Bijan is not only a great pick for us, also a defense so Dallas can't torture us with him Playing chess, thinking moves ahead. Yeah, I get it, dude. Dank says no. We won the Bill Walker Award, the best running back. Oh, are you talking about Bijan? Bijan. Let's see here. See, Rock Out 2X says he's undersized but makes up in every category as a linebacker. There's not a real weakness under Nakobe Dean. Maybe coverage, but we haven't seen him cover much in the NFL. No, we haven't seen much. He's been in coverage in some plays that he had. But as a tackler, look what he did in preseason. I understand look what he did. If he's a 3rd round pick and he's not great, look what he did. Like they had, I think it was against the Jets. I forgot who it was against when the fullback was coming through the hole and the running back was right behind and he blew that guy up off. He depleted him. I mean, it was just crazy. Just crazy. You know, he's real slick. He's real slippery too, like even shooting those gaps, getting in there, grabbing. I mean, this tackling is great. He's just really smart on getting those tackles too. Like he was real slippery in those areas, which I really liked a lot. Trying to come up with another word for it because, you know, he's got really good eyes, doesn't get tricked out too much. It's a good player. I think we're going to get a good player on our hands. I'm hoping. Davis is not criminal if he wasn't as good as White Edwards. Apparently, the coaches didn't think he was. Chris said Bijan isn't slow. Stop the bullcrap narrative. Oh, dude, I don't give a crap about his 40-yard dash. Like with the running backs, I guess, yeah, you want to see how fast they could run. But Bijan is going to do jump cuts. Bijan makes every little move on before contact. That's why he's so good, because he makes every guy miss. He always likes making guys miss. Then when he finds that vertical lane, he just bolts with, you know, speed. It's insane. Like, who gives a crap about this? People need to stop with the 40 time bullshit. The 40 time don't mean a damn thing. It really doesn't. It doesn't mean anything. What is the 40 time really going to matter when you he's going to be running into guys nonstop with this offensive? I mean, even if he has a free lane, like who cares? It literally, once Bijan gets to the second level, or right when he gets to the second level, that's where you get the value of Bijan, of what he does to avoid contact. And I think that's one of his biggest traits that I really do like, you know? People need to stop with the 40 time bullshit. Like, really, it's getting so old now. It's like, yeah, 40 times are great to look at, but I'm like, it's not my main thing. Like, the combine is good for certain position groups, but every position, like the 40 time, it's not meant for every position. Like defensive lineman, what do I care if a defensive lineman runs a 4.44.43? It doesn't really matter. I mean, they're not running 40 yards downfield, you know, to make tackles. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's useless. It's nice to get. It's for entertainment. It's more than anything else. That's all it's for. And yeah, and it helps their draft stock. But I mean, I can't put the 40 time into everything that these guys do. It's stupid. It's dumb. Dank says Edwards was good in some plays, but he was exposed in the middle of the field. The hell with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Oh, man. Let me tell you something. I don't even care if that guy's a free agent next year. I don't give a crap. I ain't going after him. I'm telling you, something else happened behind the scenes. I'm telling you, there's something else that just, I feel like just there's something else going on. Thinks that Edwards should have been blitzed way more. Frank says, so someone mentioned Mark Holmes if I knew who Joey Shakes was and said who? Oh, I don't give a shit. You think I want to be known on YouTube? I don't give a shit if I'm known on YouTube. I don't care about being known. All I care about is just having fun, making content, and that's it. I'm not trying to be the best fucking YouTuber. I don't give a fuck about taking the crown and being the best, you know. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. I stay in my lane, do what I got to do, and that's it. I don't fucking care about what people think about. I don't care if people like me or not, dude. Like, I don't care. I don't fucking watch Mark Holmes either. Why would I? Why? I barely even watch other content creators as it is. I really don't. I have my circle of guys that I watch, but I don't watch everybody. I just don't have the fucking time. And he's the last person I'd probably watch, to be honest. Simple as that. I'm very upfront with shit. I'm very upfront. I don't care. Like, I just do my shit. I'll sit here, stream, do videos, get up, live my life. Like, that's all I do. That is it. Simple as that, you know? I got no time for this bullshit on who I have to worry about me being liked by people or being known by people. Fuck that. What do I care about that? So I don't know. It's a popularity contest on this shit. And it's annoying. Like, it's just really annoying. Like, I don't care about it. Like, as everyone thinks I want to be cared about. Donald said, Joey, chill, bro. I've been watching you for a while. The first time I heard you curse like this is new. It is the new platform. I curse all the time. I don't curse as much in my videos anymore because you get demonetized for it now. Like, you can't. Yeah, I used to live streams. I curse. I mean, it's just weird. My videos, if I don't curse, if I curse during a video, it'll get demonetized. If I do a play-by-play reaction of the Eagles facing a team on Sunday, right? I curse a lot during game day, and it doesn't get demonetized. So I don't get it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Rich says, hell yeah, that kid is none. I'm a Longhorn fan. Would be a dream to get him. Or I said, saying Bijan Slow is somebody the most hating shit I've ever heard. And that's everybody focuses on that fucking 40 time. And I don't know why. Simple as that. Darmount says, "Well, you're too modest. We know you're great." I'm not trying to be anything, bro. I'm just trying to have fun on here and put out content. I don't give a crap about what other people are doing. Why do you think I don't work with a lot of other people? Because I don't have to, and I don't care. Simple as that. Like, just because there's other content creators out there, it doesn't mean I have to work. It doesn't mean I have to work with them. I choose not to work with a lot of people because that's my choice. I don't really. I have my own circle of friends on here. And trust me, guys, I'd rather work with a lot of guys that have 0 subscribers than work with guys that have a lot of subscribers because I don't care about that. I don't care about any of that. Simple as that. If you want strict content to the fucking point and we're just here to have fun and go through this ride together, that's all I care about. I don't look and go on other people's chats and look at this, and I just don't care about it, man. I just stay in my lane. Like, that's it. I stay in my lane. And he says, Joey, what do you think about Reed Blankenship? I think he gave us a nice sample size last year. I think he gave us a really good sample size, but I think has to get more competition in that room. Justin Evans is going to give him more competition, and I think it's going to be good. Move him over to free safety. I think he's going to be, I think he's going to be pretty good, man. I think, his coverage is a little lacking, but I think as a tackler and as a hard hitter, as a thumper at that position, I think he's really good. So what's going on, man? Thank you for the super chat. People out here acting like 4.46 is slow. Bijan stays almost full speed when it cuts and jukes. His game speed is insane. People are dumb. Yeah, I just look. Some people don't know the analytics to the draft and like some of these players, and I respect that. If you don't know, you don't know. Like, I don't put anybody down for it, but like the 40 time is the 40 time. My freaking allergies. The 40 time is the 40 time. That's all you can really take from it. You know what I mean? It's not. I don't know. I don't know why people make a big deal out of the 40 time. I don't get it. Doesn't mean it's going to be good. Just because, like, You could take a receiver like here we go. Here's another one. Okay, Shelton Gibson that we had from West Virginia at receiver. I think the Eagles should give him more of a chance, but he had all the speed, so much speed. Guy couldn't catch, guy couldn't run routes. You can have the speed and run verticals all day, but if you don't know route running, you don't have reliable hands. You're screwed, man. Having all speed means absolutely nothing. It's the little things that make the difference. True. Chris says, we love you, Shakes. I told you before, I consider you family brother. If you ever need anything, I'm here. And Chris, I appreciate you've been around a long time. So I appreciate it very much, man. I appreciate the kind words. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it so much. Just being honest, dude. Like I'm very up forward. I don't hide anything. I'm very like, I don't sugarcoat a damn thing on here. Simple as that. Have I done stupid shit in the past? Have I said things I probably shouldn't have? Yeah, probably. I'm very humble about it. So I get it. Everybody does stupid shit. Donald says, mark my words, we're going to have Terrell and Blankenship as the stars, the hitting and ball hawk. Bro, Edmonds and Blankenship might be a nice duo, man. I might like it a lot more than you expect. Jay said they don't wear pads to combine. Running in pads against Giant changes everything. Yeah, they're not wearing tights, man. They're wearing tights. They're wearing nothing but tights. That is it. The big boss Thomas says, just looked up Shady ran 4.48. Didn't see that holding him back from right. Yeah, and because he danced a lot and because he was so good at breaking ankles like that those little things that come out of running backs, like you have those average running backs that just run with the football and like that's it. Don't really do much. Like Wendell Smallwood or like Kenny G. Like Kenny G doesn't have like some special skill set, but your vision makes a big deal. Having that vision that you have, what you do when the defender's about to, in front of you and the move that you put on them, like those little things add up to what your running back could do. Bijan Robinson getting to that second level when there's a guy in front of him, those like Robinson is so crazy. I mean, I don't know how in your head that you do that playing football, but Robinson will have one guy in front of him, jump cut, this one, spin. I mean, he literally makes a move to get so, like, he'll do like 3 moves on 3 different players, make them all miss, get like 13 to 17 yards on a run. Like, that's the value you're getting out of him, too. And especially upon contact, he can obviously do a lot more on getting extra yards from that. And the pass catching ability is pretty good for his size. It's really good. It's off the charts. Like I don't know how much more I gotta like. Look, there's gonna be Eagles fans who are gonna be pissed off. There's gonna be Eagles fans, and trust me, like me and Philly 500 are working on something right now, and some people are probably gonna be really pissed. But for fun, we're doing something, and I think everybody's gonna really enjoy it. I think everyone's gonna really enjoy it. So. We will see, man. We will see. We got a super chat from Joseph Thace. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. He says, Joey, love you. You're top 2 in my book. Mark Holmes is a bum. Dude, that's even true. I don't care. I don't watch. There's only like one or two maybe Cowboys content creators I watch. Maybe like 2. The most. That's really it. Like I don't really watch. I don't care what they're doing. What do I care? Like all I have to do is go on the internet and see what they're doing. I don't need to sit. I don't need to. I don't care. Like I'm focused on us, man. Like us is all I care about, man. That's it. We got super chat from Studio. It says, holy shit, Lamar turned down 5 years, 250 mil, 133 guaranteed. He just requested a trade. Yeah, he requested a trade earlier today. Yeah, the news has been out all day. Lamar, I just don't go to fucking Washington, please. Just don't go to Washington. That's all I ask. Just all I ask. Appreciate the super chat though. Skid Marks, what's going on, dude? So stop doing blow. I'm not, dude. I promise. I'm not pulling a cocaine bear on anyone. I'm not. It's my allergies. It's my allergies. I have to rub my nose. My nose gets ticklish. I've been doing it every single day. So trust me. Trust me. That's why. Appreciate the super chat though. Rock says there isn't a better Eagle content creator from Joey. Hey, look. There's plenty of people to watch out there. Okay, like there's plenty of people to watch there. Some guys are more creative, more. Look, I'm doing as much as I possibly can. You know what I mean? Like people like me, don't like me. I don't like to be compared to anybody. I'd rather just be like, you know, I feel, that's just the way it is, dude. I appreciate the support though. I do. So it says, was at work, didn't see it. Oh, you're good. You're good, man. Yeah, it's going to be crazy if that happens. Joey Real Talk right now. I feel so bad for the kids down. Yeah, I was reading news on that. Well, one of my buddies actually lives in Tennessee, and I think one of my buddies actually lives in Tennessee. It's not good, man. I didn't read everything on it, but it's not good. Joe says we are going to need a good punt returner and flip. Yeah, I mean, they need to figure it out. I mean, Michael Clay is a big problem, dude. If you want to say what's the weakness of the Philadelphia Eagles, the special teams is horrible. Both those punters, horrible. Covey, I think, has flashes, but the scheme has got to get better. The personnel he puts on these blocking schemes, has got to be better. It's just got to get better, man. I don't know why they gave that man a raise. I have no idea. It's just crazy, dude. It's just nuts right now. By the way, guys, if you guys can, we're going to have probably a special guest this week on the Shakedown. It'll be Joe Castro from Philly the podcast. He has a YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. But he has a GoFundMe out right now. He's getting his credentials to live his dream, make his dream a reality, guys. I don't care if you donate $1 to it. I don't care if it's $1. The link is in the live chat right now. Go to his, he's got his credentials to go cover the draft this year as the Eagles content creator. Very happy for him. He works his ass off. And, I think he deserves so much more subscribers, so much more traffic on his channel. He needs as much as possible. Expenses are big when it comes to traveling to go and cover the draft. Go to the GoFundMe, save it on your tab on your phone or your computer. Just keep it up there and donate $1, $5, something. Like it helps. He really needs just $1,000 more and he's set for this trip. So if you guys have it, please, go over there and really, like, this guy, I'm telling you, he brings on players on his channel and coaches and beat writers, and he works his tail off. He covered the combine, guys. He kept me in the loop on a lot of news. So make sure you check out his GoFundMe page. Go check it out. I'm telling you, deserves all of the success in the world, man. And if we draft Bijan Robinson, all I did was tell him he better get some behind the scenes with Bijan Robinson coming to Philadelphia. That's all I got to say. You know what I mean? So I get it. Let's see. Sarah says, don't do cocaine. I'm a powdered donut enthusiast. Yeah. So we're gonna have a special guest on Saturday, which will be Joe. Joe's gonna come on with us Saturday, hopefully, if he's not busy, and we're gonna kind of promote him in the live chat and get people to donate more and really help him out because he really does deserve it, and obviously talk football as well because Joe's like family. Joe Castro is the one that does the Philly Shakedown intro, the rap Philly Shakedown intro. He's the one that made that for us, and he did that whole video for us. I'm trying to work on him getting another video out for us too. Because I want to get we got some things cooking right now. Some things are cooking right now. So I'm pretty pumped. So Tommy said, like you said, you wouldn't be mad if you took O-line in the first round. If Anderson, Carter are gone, you'd be pissed if O-line instead of Bijan 10. I mean, I wouldn't look. Yes, it's not the sexy pick. Like I wouldn't be like, oh my god, about getting an offensive lineman with a 10th overall. But at the same time, Like, yeah, I'd be a little down. Like, it's not a playmaker, it's just an offensive lineman. And your offensive line is set unless they drafted a guard. Here's another thing: unless they drafted a guard that maybe they didn't feel like Cam Jurgens can start at right guard this year, they want to give him competition. I think he's going to play really well. That's just me. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We will find out. Yeah, I think the blocking scheme has got to get better. 100%. I agree, Jack. I totally agree. I feel like there were times where he just never has time to catch the ball and run. Most of the time. He flashed. He definitely did. I did. Yeah, I knew they were. Yeah, I knew that from draft night. I knew that. Which I was like, oh my God, really? That was kind of weird, but Joe says, I agree. Rock out. Yeepa says, Joey and Philly 500, my two best YouTubers. Appreciate it, man. Yo, Twids, what's going on, dude? Big Boss says, saw around Bijan everywhere. He said the best trait is he doesn't talk on the field. Where players talk smack, he just smiles and runs hard. Zero talk. You know what I noticed about Bijan, because I've never seen him off the field before? He represents himself very well. He's very respectful. He's not an asshole. He's actually... He reminds me of Jalen Hurts as in running back form. It's actually really scary. It's really, really scary. It's like I could see Jalen Hurts, Bijan on the field. They just nod at each other and like, boom, they go to work. Like, that's how I feel. I saw that I guess Bijan was playing golf somewhere. There was an interview. I tried looking for it again. I'll find it. But one of the reporters took a picture with him. He said, how about the Eagles? How about the Philadelphia Eagles? And he just smiled, and Bijan said something, but he was saying it as he was walking away, but I couldn't tell what he said. But it's scary. I feel like Bijan is like the same as like Hurts, like the attitude, that mentality, that like nothing phases that man. Like it's actually pretty scary. So okay, that says, did you see the videos where this guy asked Bijan Robinson, what do you think? Yeah. Oh, he said, we'll see. Okay, so that's the one I was talking about. He was playing golf. But obviously he's not going to say, yes, so I'm going to get drafted there. But he said, we'll see. Chris says, I love Joe Castro. He deserves a lot more subs. I'll absolutely donate some. Yeah, donate $1, donate $5, $10. I don't care. I'm not telling you that, donate $100. Like, yeah, the more the merrier. Would help him out a lot. Gets closer. He needs $1,000 more to get to his goal. So just donate $1, $2. Like, who cares? Definitely. Yeah, definitely sub him up, man. Definitely sub him up, dude. Philly the podcast. Sub him up. Greg said, Joey, love the Philly Shakedown theme by Joe Castro. Yeah, dude. He did that for us. It wasn't, we didn't even ask him to do it. He was like, you want me to do something for you guys? And we're like, sure. Like, that was pretty much it. He's part of our family, man. He's one of the most humble, most really nice guys I've ever met on YouTube. One of the most respectful, funniest shit. You could sit down and have a beer with him. Like, he's probably one of the most chillest guys on here. Like, no joke. Nate says, Joey, your face expression was priceless. In initial night, 500 viewers were giving you crap about not seeing something about Mary. Yeah, you know what? That's too bad, because I'm never going to watch it. And I don't care. So you know what the payback that Philly 500 gets now is that when people leave comments on, sexual comments on players and like making up their names and stuff, and he has to read it on the stream, and he's got to, that's what he gets. That's what he gets for that. Because his fans ripped me for not seeing something about Mary. Now he's going to get ripped for saying all these weird names of these players that are going to get drafted that aren't even real names. And he falls for it every single time. So that's how that goes. We got James Brown with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, if we don't draft Bijan Robinson, don't see us trying to get Derrick Henry. No, I don't think so. Nah, man. I think they're done getting a running back that's in the NFL right now. I think they strictly maybe draft a running back down the road in this draft. Maybe I don't think they go after it. I don't. Originally, I thought it was before Rashad Penny got here. But now, yeah, probably not. Probably not. Hell yeah, Reem. Appreciate the super chat, by the way. Oh yeah, definitely, dude. He's one of the nicest dudes. One of the nicest dudes. Philly has to read test. Yeah, exactly. That's what he gets. See, like that's what he gets. And he thought I was like doing this on purpose towards him. I'm like, nah, like I'm telling you. Philly says we got this one kid, Mongo, got a forehead the size of a drive-in movie theater. What? Toilet says Joey, fun fact, Gainwell was the first player since 97 to 200 to having 100 yards rushing in one game. He has more receiving yards in that game than this. That's nuts. Yeah. He's a good player. Like, I have no issue with Gainwell. I just don't think it's enough. Just don't think it's enough. Appreciate it. If someone just donated $5 to Castro on this thing, I do appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. So Skoronski will be the pick. Could be. Northwestern could be. I'm telling you, like, and I let him say, so now he's trying to let me read those things. I'm like, I'm not reading. You read them. You're hosting this chat. I'm sitting here I'm here to collaborate with you. Like, you want to read these and read them. You know what I mean? Jane says, and test from someone else. Yeah, that was a good one. Hurts on shoe. I can't believe I forgot on his birthday too. Hangman says any QB that can complete a simple slate comeback don't scare anyone in the league. Lamar will never win a Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know. I've never been a fan of Lamar Jackson. I've never thought he was a pure pocket passer. He's just not that. I don't know. I just don't like Lamar Jackson. I've never really been a fan of him, to be honest. I never have, to be honest. Eagles for Life says it could be worse than times being an Eagle fan. Not too long ago, Greg Ward was our number one receiver. Bro, and not even that moment. How about when we didn't have any receivers and we had – who was that receiver we had? What was that receiver that rose up from the depths? What was his name? Not what's his face. Not from the 49ers game. The other one. Who was the other receiver we had? I know people are going to say the wrong one. Not him. Not Travis. Yeah. Not Travis Fulgham. The other one before that. Paul Turner. Remember that? Dank, remember that? Shout out to Dank Burrito. Dude, I'm telling you, man, like, Paul Turner was like, yeah, obviously Travis Fulgham was like, oh my God, what was going on? But Paul Turner, man, that was when we had like no weapons, bro. Like, we could be in that time right now. Bryce Treggs. Oh, Jesus. Bryce Treggs was some like deep. Remember that deep pass in the Giants game? Remember that? And like everyone was like, oh my God. Like, that's the only play he made as an Eagle. That's the only play he made as an Eagle. Deontay Burnett. Even friggin' what's his face? The big dude. What's his name? Give me the other one. Yeah, Josh Huff wasn't horrible. Jordan Matthews wasn't bad either, but he just, I don't know. He wasn't a number one here. DGB. Beckham, dude. Yep. Kavai. DeAndre Carter was good. DeAndre Carter wasn't bad. Like, he's got jobs now because of us. He went to a few teams already. Like, no joke. He went to a few teams already. Dorial Green Beckham, dude, what a waste, man. Like, what a waste. He was a waste, dude. All that guy gave a crap about was partying, and that guy didn't give a crap about football, man. Dude, I remember that Lions game. Dorial Green Beckham literally he punched a linebacker in the face to the ground with the ball in his hands. Like, man, Dorial Green Beckham had such an upside if he stayed out of trouble, dude. He had such upside. It's what's his face's birthday, not McNabb. It's oh my God. Yeah, Hank Basket, Todd Pinkston. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Look at the receivers we had, bro. Randall Cunningham's birthday today, by the way. It's Randall Cunningham's birthday. I wish I was alive during that time. That would have been a lot of fun. Times that we get draft trends in the first round or picks in the next 2 drafts, not the one. Thanks to Penny is thunder, Gainwell's lightning, Bijan is a hurricane. I like that. Hey, I like that. Big Boss says, "Oh, if we miss out on Bijan, we don't sign D. Henry. Anybody consider bringing in Fournette to be a 17? Has he even signed with the team yet? I don't think Fournette even signed with anybody yet because he got released from Tampa, right? And he never resigned with anybody. I don't think he even resigned with the team at all. I don't think so. Okay. Okay. John says, all that right, so they maybe give Chauncey Gardner-Johnson number to Bijan. Move down here. Yeah, Randall's birthday. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Riley Cooper. He's such a racist. Remember that video that came out with him saying that? What was he, like at a fair or a concert or something? And he said that racist crap. I remember that. Like Riley Cooper had like one good year. Like 2013, him and Nick Foles were like, boom. Him and Nick Foles were like, Jesus. Fantastic. John Hightower, yeah. I just don't think they use John Hightower the right way. I don't think they use John Hightower the right way, man. Like they used him as some like deep threat contested catching receiver. Like use the middle of the field. Like they didn't really do much with him. You know, I thought he was, and he's still on the practice squad right now. All he does is like stream on Twitch now because I always see him stream like he'll stream Call of Duty and shit all the time. Dart said, why would anyone give 2 first rounders for Lamar? I would not. Thank God we have our quarterback. Guys, put those damn pray emojis up. Thank God we have our quarterback. Thank freaking God. Like I would not feel great. I would not feel great in trading for a quarterback with that much capital. Like Russell Wilson trade, Jesus Christ. How many times do we hear, oh, Eagles should just trade for Russell Wilson and go for a Super Bowl this year? I think Fulgham's with the Broncos. He could be with Green Bay. Maybe. I don't even know. Someone could look it up. He'll say where he's at. We got Jack with a super chat. So what record do you think others see the Eagles this season? I don't know. I really have to see what they do in the draft and kind of look at the roster as a whole. And obviously with that schedule coming out is going to make a bigger difference too because of who we play and what weeks and when do we have our our bye week and all that. So I really don't even have an answer for that right now. Until we get the schedule, and obviously we wait till after the draft and see what happens if the Eagles make more moves under the undrafted guys, see what we have. You know what I mean? The Eagles will not have mandatory workouts. So they did this the second year in a row where they don't want to get players hurt. So I think that's smart. One of 2 teams that do it, they don't have those mandatory workouts. So there are players that probably won't show up to that. But I appreciate the super chat, Jack. We'll get into that obviously down the road once we'll get into that down the road. Kenny, it was a Kenny Chesney concert. I didn't know that. I had no idea. Chris Polk, Jeremy Macklin, Yima Fett guy. We're all great receivers. Chris Polk. Remember they started putting Chris Polk in the red zone? Chris Polk was slow as shit. Like, I don't know. Chris Polk just had good vision in the red zone. Remember they took Shady out of red zone? They put more Chris Polk in there. Dude, I swear to God, dude, I think the best game I ever went to was the Sean Jackson return game to Philadelphia when he signed with Washington. That game was so good because it was just such a chirping battle all game. Like Deshaun Jackson getting cheap shot on the ground by Malcolm and then like getting pushed around. That Chris Polk, the Chris Polk kick return touchdown. Malcolm Jenkins, that pick later in the game, like that game was so good. Like, I was at that game. That game was just so obviously the hit on Nick Foles and all that, and Jason Peters getting into it with Chris Baker. Like that was a crazy game. That was one of the probably the most amped up games I ever went to be honest. So, but I gotta say, dude, like when I went to the Vikings Eagles game, the primetime game this past year, bro, last year, like that game, it was like a playoff game, dude. Like I haven't been to a night game in forever, but it was really good, man. It was really good. It was amped up. It was a weird season because it was like not a weird season, but like being at the link and like seeing like the Eagles fans were real hyped about this team this year, and that was early, obviously. So, yeah, we definitely dodged the bullet not trading for Russ. There's no doubt. Frank Gore, my God, a trade that never happened. Close to the legendary Eagle Frank Gore. Yeah, Jason Avant. Terrence says, only game I've been to Phillies versus Giants when D. Smitty burnt Bradbury. Best day of my life. Oh, shit. Yeah, dude, I bet you had a good day, man. Yeah, man. It's been, but look at our roster now. Look how far we've gotten. Look how far really how far we've gotten, like so the coaches are at this coaching meeting thing today. So I'm wondering like so it looks like as of right now, rumors are coming out the Jets are not expected to pursue Cowboys Ezekiel Elliott. So we know that wish list that Ezekiel Elliott had was was obviously the Jets, the Bengals, and the Eagles. And he wants to make a decision this week or be engaging in talks this week. I'll be really pissed off. I'll be really pissed. Let's see here. Yeah, nothing else really going on. Lamar Jackson has requested a trade, blah, blah, blah. So it'll be interesting. Commanders GM Martin. Here's something that's from Arav Mirav. He's a big beat writer here. So it says that Commanders GM Martin Mayhew confirmed today that they were never in the market for Lamar Jackson. They're moving forward with Jacoby Brissett and Sam Howell. Damn. All right. Well, they're going to be fucking terrible. So, well, there's your news for the Commanders getting him. So now I really don't care anymore. But there it is. That's true news. That is 100% good source news right there. They're moving forward with Jacoby Brissett and Sam Howell. Yikes. I mean, Jacoby Brissett's a nice journeyman guy, but Mac Hollins got a big jobs because of us. Oh yeah, the contract he signed in Miami and actually played pretty good. We didn't really use him. I mean, after the Super Bowl year, we didn't really use him, and like we're wondering like why don't they utilize him in our offense? He just played special teams. Remember that report came out about Mac Hollins? Like I'd rather just play special teams and only special teams. Hank Basket. Carrie Williams, Jesus, yeah, not great memories. So yeah, yeah, it looks like Commanders are not even in on Lamar Jackson, and that's good for the NFC East. but interesting. Donald says we need another Jason Avant. Michael Jaquette, Jesus Christ, that guy was like that guy broke his ankles off the start of the play. Remember that Cowboys game, dude, with him? I couldn't stand it, dude. That's the difference when you don't have a number 2 in the building with Bradbury. That was the difference. Michael Jaquette, I mean, he was working at a tire store or like a mechanic store or some shit, and they called him. I mean, I'm not even kidding, bro. He was literally working a normal, normal, low civilian job. So here's some news coming out from the coach meetings right now with here's some news coming out of the coaching meetings. This is where you start to get interviews from guys. Speaking of the NFL owners meetings, Eagles general manager Howie Rosemans has said the team would like to sign QB Jalen Hurts to a contract extension relatively soon. Rosemans reiterated multiple times getting Hurts on a long-term deal remains a priority. So that's obvious. We're not surprised over that. God, every time Chauncey puts out a tweet now, Eagles fans are just attacking the shit out of him. Like literally now, that's just what it is. That's just what it is now. Oh yeah, Byron Maxwell. That was God, what a product. He was a big product of that Legion of Boom. I'll tell you that much. He was strictly an example of a corner that benefited off a good pass rush and what was around him in that secondary. Jason Mack played great in college, terrible here. Burner hands. He couldn't handle us Philadelphians. No, a lot of players can't handle it, bro. A lot of players can't handle it. Rashad Penny. So there's the averages for Rashad Penny, okay? So 9.5 yards per carry on runs with no contact in the backfield, second in the NFL. 4.37 yards after contact per carry, first in the NFL. 10.5 explosive run rate, second in the NFL. Dude, I really hope. I really, really, really hope Rashad Penny works out. I really hope so. So, Teron said, "What's their Patrick Johnson getting so many snaps?" And yeah, Brandon Boykin was a B. I love Brandon Boykin. Patrick Johnson is weird. Like they'll have him as an edge rusher, outside linebacker. Oh, Marquise Goodwin, yeah, because of the virus, obviously, we he ended up. I didn't really even care that much about it. Like we traded for him. He's an older vet, with good vertical speed. Like I didn't mind Marquise Goodwin. That I didn't mind it, but he cared. He didn't want to risk. He just had a new baby. He lost his firstborn. A couple years before that, and he didn't want to risk it again. His wife was having another child, and he didn't want to risk it with the virus going on, so he just took the year off. I made a video on that. I didn't blame him for that. Oh yeah, I know Travis Fulgham. Yeah, he was he was an all-star, man. He got a lot of attention. So we're over 2 hours in the chat right now. I'm probably gonna get going in like another minute. So we'll go for another like couple minutes in the chat. So we should have some videos out for tomorrow, more membership videos, stuff like that, all that great stuff. So we'll definitely have more going on. And so Orlando Scandrick, God, that guy fueled this team, bro. He Malcolm, like he kind of embarrassed himself on national television with Skip, and he really, Rudy Ford, I was a big fan of him. Chan Sullivan's another one. Mike Wallace, yeah, God. Mike Wallace. He ended up getting hurt, didn't he? Didn't Mike Wallace end up getting hurt? Like, he barely even played for us, I don't think. I totally forgot about Mike Wallace. Jesus. Crazy. But we have 260 people in the chat right now. Appreciate all of the super chats today, the memberships today. Appreciate it so much, guys. Great stream today. I know we're still kind of waiting on some things, but had a really good time today. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, cover the Eagles every single day. Make sure you like this stream. Let's try to get the stream to 200 likes or close to it if we can. We'll have another stream tomorrow, 11. Well, I know it was supposed to be earlier today, but we had a later stream today, which I didn't mind. It is so between 11 to 1 o'clock, we'll have a stream. You'll see the post up for it, what happens. But definitely another day. We'll have more videos, all that great stuff out. Make sure you join. Make sure you check the pinned comment or in the link below in the live chat for the extra draft content too. We've been kind of going recently. I wanted to go more on those defensive ends too. How deep this draft is on defensive ends and stuff like that. So, so it's been pretty good, guys. But we'll be back tomorrow. We got some things cooking this week. We got some extra surprises for you guys as well. Me and Philly got some things going on too. So, ready to go. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you tomorrow. And fly, let's fly. Shakes, what up? Follows fly. Peace out, guys. Peace out. You guys have a great day. Peace out, guys.